90.3 FM. It's the Political Spotlight right here. Time for the Political Spotlight, which takes place here every Sunday evening, precisely from 6:30 p.m. up until 8:25. And the time now is 6:43 p.m. Well, on the Political Spotlight, we tend to look at issues bedeviling basically our political sector, our political and social cultural landscape. And one of the things we're trying to look into in the Political Spotlight is the fact that most of the situations that occur in the polity, we do know that it affects every other sector, right? So we try to understand them logically, and we don't just reel out the topics. No, we don't just do that. What we try to do basically, for example, is the fact that we reel out the information, and then we get to understand what is really behind the information that we are listening to. All right, the conspiracy theories, several reactions from it, different political parties' reactions from it, and even Nigerians as well. That's basically what we do. And how do these policies affect us, basically? In what way do they impact our lifestyle? In what way do they shape our economic stratosphere? All of these things are basically what we look into on the Political Spotlight. And you know that I don't just talk, I'm not doing it alone. I obviously have seasoned guests who are actually part of the conversation. They are the ones who get to give us their expertise on their own informed perspective of the conversation we'll be having. And obviously, let me tell you something too. Beyond that, you get to be part of the conversation. You get to, when we open the phone lines, tell us what you think based on the topics that we've lifted, based on what our analysts have said, based on their own informed perspective. And you can even give us more in-depth, insightful information that you know that possibly our guests were not able to highlight. So it's quite an interesting one when we get to look at all of these issues and basically inform ourselves. My name is Esther Machiku. I officially welcome you to the Political Spotlight on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Trust me, today's conversation intends to be quite enlightening and intellectually edifying for us to have a proper perspective of the issues that we'll be discussing within Nigeria's political landscape. So at this moment, we're streaming live on YouTube. I would implore you to go on VOP 90.3. When you go on your YouTube page, just type 903 FM. You'll see us, we're live. And if you haven't subscribed, I would implore you to subscribe, okay? Tell a friend to tell somebody else that this is basically where we get to give you a voice and we discuss issues as they come well. And of course, you can also virtually join us. Follow me on YouTube too. It's Estic Media on YouTube. That's ESTIQMEDIA. So subscribing there. There's quite a lot of interesting political content as well, okay? And obviously, my social media handle is at Esther Machiku. That's ESTANWACHUKW on X. On Facebook is Esther Machiku, and of course on Instagram is Esther Nwaz. That's ESTANWAZ. Those are my social media handles. So interestingly, what are the conversations that we want to look into today? Obviously, definitely what is actually trending at this moment is the local government elections that took place in Rivers State. Now, I want you to bear in mind that it's not only Rivers State that has been conducting local government elections, okay? Other states as well who had caretaker committee members. Ever since the Supreme Court ruling, they have been conducting local government elections. But I'm sure a lot of us are wondering, why is that of Rivers State taking the prominent space? What exactly about it is what is, thrilling Nigerians? Why has it set political stratosphere aflame? That's basically what, a lot of Nigerians are wondering, and why it is we're looking at it. I'm sure if you had listened to the recap yesterday, we were giving you an up-to-date, informed situation on what was going on right there in Rivers. And I'm sure quite a lot of you knew precisely what exactly was taking place. And it's not surprising to see that several reactions have stemmed from that particular scenario. But I'm going to start off with this. I remember when Fubara signed up the 8-point resolution that the president actually decided when he tried to intervene in the political quagmire in Rivers at the earlier stage of this entire political scenario. And Fubara agreed to the 8-point resolution, even though we did not favor him. There were quite a lot of talk as to his spinelessness, to the fact that, he's not a leader. At the time, Fubara said he wanted peace. But a lot of persons were surprised, very very surprised as to Fubara's attitude, as to the entire mechanism, the plan, and how everything played out. Also, there are talks as to how the judiciary as well inflamed the polity in River State, how the back and forth, the discordant court orders contributed to the extent that the Inspector General of Police said that they were not going to intervene because of the court order that they wanted to stay by, the Federal High Court order that they wanted to stay by. And that drew Nigerians' ire. They were like, are you serious? Are you a political party? Are you like a police force for a political party? Are you not meant to be neutral? Your job is to provide security whenever elections are taking place. But that did not take place. But guess what? We didn't hear of any breakdown of law and order. The Rivers people said, we can do this by ourselves. The youth mobilized. They went ahead, put things together, made sure that they galvanized themselves, and it was smooth sail. Which brought the question to the mind of Nigerians that if this could take place in a state without the police conducting or being part of the process in terms of providing security, and all the elections that the police was part of the process in providing security, we've heard of thugs cutting away ballot papers, we've heard of some persons being induced, disenfranchised. So is it our security institutions that causes the anomalies whenever elections are to take place? That's basically the big question, whether you like it or not. That's what is in the mind of Nigerians. I want to let you know that the Action People's Party, and I want you to bear in mind that the APP is being backed and financed by Governor Sim Fubara. So be aware of that. So everything seemed to have been pre-planned. The Action People's Party has emerged as a dominant force in the recent local government elections in Rivers State, winning an impressive 314 out of 319 available councillorship seats across the state's 23 local government areas, and the results were announced by Justice Adolphus Enebeli, the chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, during a press briefing in Port Harcourt on Sunday, that's today. According to the official results, the APP claimed victory in 314 wards, while the All Progressives Congress, Labour Party, Social Democratic Party, and Young People's Party each secured one seat. This significant win for the Action People's Party highlights its overwhelming support in the state. Obviously, when we heard that the polling unit during the conduct of local government elections of Nyesom Wike as well as Fubara, they lost it to APP, but we already knew precisely what it is. But the question is, what does this mean for Rivers State? Does it mean now that Fubara Nyesom Wike no longer has that stronghold that he thought he had in Rivers? Does it mean that indeed Rivers has decided to disentangle itself from the clutches of Wike? So all the rabble-rousing, the back and forth, the name-calling in the press, what does it actually indicate? Well, before we proceed further, I would like us to take a listen to Kenneth Okonkwo, because he has obviously lent his voice to this whole scenario, and he was speaking from the judicial perspective. He also spoke on the fact that he is surprised that the president decided to travel now when we're having security concerns in the country. He actually criticized the president for traveling at this point in time that when Nigeria was going through its heated scenario. And then, of course, he delved into the political quagmire going on in Rivers. So let's take a brief listen to Kenneth Okonkwo.
Rather than telling us the truth that he's unwell, because human being, we knew he was unwell. When I was in London, I heard they got him coming out from St. Mary's Hospital. Rather than telling the people the truth that he has gone on medical vacation, that he is unwell and has gone to examine himself in a hospital, so that at least you don't portray him as being insensitive, so that you don't portray him as enjoying while Nigeria is burning. They are saying he has jetted out to enjoy himself. What sane leader will go out to enjoy himself when more than 150 persons have died in the boat mishap? If that is true, then you cannot blame Governor Sim Fubara for saying that there is a need to build a psychiatric hospital to examine our leaders, because that's the only thing left to do. I would describe the situation in Rivers State as a state of madness, and I would describe the conduct as embarrassing. First and foremost, that a PDP will sabotage the government of PDP in Rivers State by purporting they are not going to partake in the election, in the local government election in Rivers State, tells you that PDP now, as presently constituted, is a party of abnormality. And that APC's government cannot do the right thing to encourage Rivers State to conduct its local government election, tells you that APC party, as presently constituted, is an apology. So these two parties have become unapologetically abnormal. And that is what is happening to the Nigerian state. Nigeria has become a nation that is unapologetically abnormal because of the influence of this PDAPC. I said it before that these two parties, they are the two heads of a monster, and we can see what is going on. Let us come into the issue of local government election. First and foremost, if you recall, the last regime of the local government in Rivers State, when their tenure ended, they wanted to extend their tenure through the instrumentality of the House of Assembly. And I was in support that it was illegal. And Governor Fubara wanted to use a caretaker committee to replace them. I was one of the lawyers that said this is illegal and that I do not support Governor Fubara to do that. And Governor Fubara can see that the Supreme Court cited some of us who said that the Constitution is clear on how the local government should be governed. Section 7(1) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, states the system of local government by democratically elected local government councils is under this constitution guaranteed, and every state shall ensure its existence by a law which provides for its establishment, for the structure, for the composition, for the finance and functions. The key phrase is democratically elected. The key statement. Now, the Supreme Court that gave judgment based on the case that Tinubu took to court through his Attorney General, gave a judgment that no local government in Nigeria should be governed again by caretaker committee, and that elections must hold. And they put a punishment that any local government that does not comply, the allocation to that local government should be withdrawn. And after consultation, 90 days was agreed on. So 90 days from that judgment, not only that it is illegal, unlawful, but it attracts punishment that can make a local government and a state unviable. And Fubara marshaled out the state, the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, to organize the local government election in accordance with the Supreme Court judgment, in accordance with the provision of Section 7. And then you're telling me that some politicians who are enemies of progress, enemies of Rivers State, enemies of Rivers people, are parading the judgment of a lower court to say you will frustrate the judgment of the Supreme Court. That is judicial recklessness. Let me give you an example. In the United States, in Rivers State, within 90 days, and so the IG of police, going against the judgment of Supreme Court, because he's parading the judgment of a high court, is a blasphemy. Now, let me give an example. If the IGP of police gives an order and a police corporal disobeys it, and the IG summons the police corporal, and the police corporal stands in front of him and says, "Yes, sir, I disobeyed it because immediately he finished giving the order, the commissioner of police in my state gave a contrary order, and I decided to obey the order of the commissioner of police instead of your order." What do you think the IG should do to the policeman? Sack him. But that policeman, the corporal, had done exactly what the IG is doing. IG is purportedly saying he has an order of a high court, when the Supreme Court has given an order, and he's saying he has decided to obey the order of the high court instead of that of the Supreme Court. And what does that mean? The IGP should be fired. You know why? By going to Rivers State, I'll tell you the laws he has breached. He has breached the policy of Tinubu's government, which is that every local government must hold the election within 90 days. And IGP is there to frustrate the holding of the election. So he's even working against the policy of Tinubu's administration. It wasn't me that went to court. It was the Attorney General of the Federation on behalf of the Federation and on behalf of the President, who is in charge of the executive powers of the Federation. So the IGP is working against the policy of this government. 2, IGP went to Rivers State. He was standing on the land of Rivers State, not on federal land. He was standing on state agencies' land, not on federal agencies' land. The Land Use Act, Section 1, said every land in a state, every land comprised in a state, is vested in the governor of the state, and the state is set a judicial due. The Constitution is very clear. In Section 1, subsection 2.
All right, that was Kenneth Okonkwo, and you can hear what he said that the IGP has committed a judicial coup. I have a legal practitioner right here in the studio. He's going to be speaking further on that, precisely how the courts, or how the back and forth court judgments has actually heated up the situation in Rivers, and how the people of Rivers State has said, you know what, we're no longer going to be your doormat for you guys to test your willpower as to who is stronger, or who has the final say, or who has the best connection. And it's quite surprising that in a country governed by laws, certain persons are taking it upon themselves to display a sense of what? Political influence, political willpower, regardless of whose ox is God. Really? In a country that we have a constitution? It's interesting. My legal practitioner is going to have to help me explain some of the things to rove around his home. This man told us on Facebook that he has some supposed men who are armed and who are ready to do his bidding. He boasted, and nothing will happen. Literally, nothing will happen. And yet, our government is actually focused on inviting very dark men to the National Assembly to tell them precisely who gave him information as to the fact that his supposed shame was what? Paid 50 million naira to the EFCC, when we have serious issues like this, persons literally going against the rules of this country and telling us brazenly that nothing will happen. You heard Antonio Kocha telling us precisely how they rigged elections on national television and nothing will happen. Okay, so let's listen to Asari Dokubo here.
Wicked soldiers, wicked police, whoever had been flying over my house and my compound in the last 30 minutes with 2 helicopter gunships. I have the capacity to contain them. Nigeria cannot surrender to Wiki. Rivers people will not surrender to Wiki. Ijaw people will not surrender to Wiki. I have the capacity to contain them. And the government knows that I have the capacity to contain them. As I've been containing other people. Let them tell Wiki to back off. I am 60 years old. I've never been afraid of death. I've always embraced death. I'd always embraced death. So I am not afraid of death. So all those who are there, when the helicopter is shot down, let nobody blame them. I didn't go and look for the helicopter to shoot them down. I will shoot down the helicopter. I will shoot down the helicopter. I swear by Allah that I will shoot down the helicopter. Whoever is commanding them should be warned that I will shoot the helicopter down. You vote and you see me vote. You vote and you see me vote. Nothing will happen. We vote, result will be announced. Chairman will be sworn in, and we will see.
All right, I'm sure you just listened to Rascality-kenneth there saying that nothing will happen and that Rivers State does not belong to Nyesom Wike, who is the FCT minister. Well, this particular, will I say, message of video, whatever that he made was on his Facebook page, and this was before the elections was conducted yesterday. I'll tell you quite a lot actually transpired, but interestingly, before I continue to talk, let my analysts do the talking. I'll first of all introduce to you Mr. Elvis Elimehele, who is a political, national and social affairs commentator. Obviously, he's always here with me on the political spotlight. Mr. Elvis, good evening and thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Esther. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. How are you?
Good. And good evening to our esteemed listeners and those watching us from YouTube.
All right.
Welcome.
All right. Also, I actually have with me a legal practitioner. He joined me last week right here on the political spotlight as well, where he got to use his expertise, his legal expertise to help us dissect some of these issues. And his name is Bamidele Damilare. Bamidele Damilare, good evening and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for
Please come closer to the mic.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So I'm going to start with you with a question. You heard what Kenneth Okonkwo said.
Yeah.
Do you agree with his summation of the entire thing?
Well, he was right on so many fronts.
Okay.
He was right on so many fronts. Just the election in Rivers State is just a word of confusion on its own. Because it's as if the state was going to descend into anarchy initially.
Okay.
But we saw how the citizens, the people of Rivers State demonstrated that their will must prevail, even though the political actors were going about trying to stop the election. So we have two court judgments now.
Yes,
we have two court judgments. Everybody is talking, and we also have a Supreme Court judgment also talking about the autonomy of the local government. And it's been settled that if there's been no election, the local government election, the democratic process has not taken place, that local government will not be given its allocation. So it's a mandatory process that had to happen. Now we have the Federal High Court in Abuja. given a judgment and state high court in Rivers State also. But I want us to know that what happened in the state high court, it was a ruling, not a final judgment of the court.
Okay.
While that of the federal high court is the final judgment of the court. And that judgment has been appealed.
All right.
The judgment has been appealed, and a stay of execution also has been filed.
Okay.
And a stay of execution means that all parties should return to status quo.
Okay.
And as for the police,
All right.
it is quite sad that we have this kind of issue where the police has been dragged into the political arena, and it's just I don't know how to state it mildly, but it is disappointing, least to say. Section 4 of the Police Act 2020, it is expressed that the police are to detect and prevent crime. Okay. So it does not matter whatever is going on. It does not matter whatever is going on. The police have that statutory duty. They hold every Nigerian that duty to prevent, to detect crime, and to prevent crime. It is their statutory duty. So the police cannot shy away from that. And the IGP releasing a statement, that is just wrong. That is wrong.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You shouldn't have said anything.
You know, there is tension already.
Okay.
Don't add fuel to fire. If you would not curb the situation, don't intensify the situation.
Okay.
For example, if there had been violence in the election, is the Nigerian police saying that they would look on while people are dying? Is that what they are trying to tell us? That we are going to shy away from our constitutional duty while people die? That is just awful. And I think it's high time the presidency takes the bull by the horn. Wike needs to be checked now. It needs to be checked now.
You're saying he needs to be checked now. This is what a lot of strong political elites, all right, who have been sending a message to the president that, see, this man is acting like nothing can happen. He's been making utterances and making statements. In fact, the last one was what he said: I'm going to put fire in your states if you intend to put fire in my state. Obviously, you see him almost consciously setting up or heating up the polity in Rivers State, and you're blaming others for inducing or infusing or whatever it is causing the chaos in Rivers State. And then you say anybody whom you know contributed to that, you're going to set fire in their state. You made utterances like this on the public fora. You've organized press conferences and all of these things, and nobody has said anything from the executive. So when you say the president has to call Nyesom Wike to order, it's quite ironical, all right? Because the first time this whole heat up started off, the person who tried to intervened in favor of the FCT minister. Right? He intervened in favor of the FCT minister. So if you're asking the president to intervene now, intervene for who? On whose benefit?
He needs to call Wike to order.
The first, like I told you, there was an 8-point resolution that was held, right? Yes. And that 8-point resolution favored who?
Wike.
Exactly.
It favored Wike.
So every other person have said that most of what is going on, whoever is giving Wike the spine to continue is coming from the presidency, because he has been mute ever since then.
That is why I'm saying the presidency needs to curb Wike. You know, Wike is the minister of FCT. He's more concerned about what is going on in Rivers State than performing his functions, his duties as the minister of the FCT.
Okay.
And I know Wike have this God factor ideology. He wants to establish himself as the godfather of politics in Rivers State. And this is where godfatherism, this is one of the downhills of godfatherism.
You don't know? Something circulated on social media where they brought back when Nyesom Wike said that Rivers no be Lagos. It was the same godfatherism thing he was fighting against. It's quite surprising that what you fought against is what you have become.
Well, I'm surprised you are surprised. Looking at the antics of Wike during the last election, nothing Wike does will surprise you again. The way he destabilized PDP from inside out in Rivers State, it's something that should be studied in universities. The way he destroyed PDP in Rivers State, his anti-party activities, siding with the APC while destroying from the PDP from the inside. And so far, it's been going well for him, you know. And I think that that was what even made him the way he is now.
Let me play that video.
It will happen in Lagos State, but it will not happen in Rivers. We are quite different. It will not happen here. As a governor, I will come and go. I can't stop it. I must come back. One day came and he left. You never have ugly saying that you do this, you don't do that. The day my tenure by the grace of God ends, I go. I'm going to work. But see, when you are in a position to think that what's happening in Lagos State, you will do it here. It may be difficult. You cannot continue to say you must be a godfather of the state. That's the problem. It's not possible. Today I live here in the name of Almighty God. I have no business.
Rivers is not Lagos. What happened to the man who Rivers is not Lagos? What happened to the man who said, if I am done with my tenure as a governor of the state, I'm done. I'm not going to infuse myself in anything concerning the running of the state. I don't have to produce anything or anybody. No godfatherism in context here. What happened then? Is it that Wike then all of a sudden slept and woke up and somehow something changed up here?
Well, that's Nigerians politicians for US star. You cannot take away the way they behave when they are in power. They think the power will not end. And when it suddenly dawned on them that their power has ended, then you see them denying most of the things they said when they were in power. Remember at the time he was saying this, Esther, he was nursing the idea of becoming the Nigeria president.
Yes.
So he might be having that time that, it's going to work out well for him. So if he occupies Aso Rock, he might not have any issue with Rivers State. You know, if he was the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria today,
exactly,
definitely Fubara would have been, enjoying much perk in Aso Rock, walking in like we see Sonwolu is almost having a room in Aso Rock now. He goes in at any time and comes out at his wish. So I think that was why he was making those statements. But when he went the other way around, I now dawned on him that all he was planning, like he said, that was what caused the problem between him and PDP. That at the last minute, the former governor of Sokoto State decamped with all his group to Atiku's group, and at the end of the day, Atiku got the ticket for PDP. So he felt he was stabbed. Thereafter, he saw there was nothing coming again. He's going to be out of
Elvis,
circulation.
the crux of this whole issue is how the police and how the judiciary, how the court was used as an instrument for this power tussle in Rivers State. I find it quite embarrassing. The supposed lawlessness that has taken place. Local government elections held yesterday in Rivers. The police were not part of it. Fubara had to employ the facility management of the NSCDC. Also, the youth galvanized and mobilized. They escorted election materials to the place where they'll be, collated. The INEC officials actually came around to do what they're supposed to do in ensuring that the elections were properly conducted. In some areas, it was peaceful. In some areas, we saw them trying to cut away ballot boxes and all of that, create some sort of tension in some polling units. But generally, it was quite sane. So the question now is, how did the police and how did our judiciary become involved in all of this?
Then that will take you to who is the head of all these agencies you just made mention of. When the head is bad or when the head is not sincere, they say he that is coming to equity must come with clean hands. So when you have the president that says grab it, snatch it and run with it, and eventually it worked out for him, with all the instruments, with those agencies you just made mention of, then you should know that the direction of this government in these next 4 years is going to take that tone. We've cried aloud, against the 2023 general election. It went through all the hurdles of the court sessions. At the end of the day, the court said, no way, the president won and he should carry on. It worked for him. What else were you expecting to come out after that victory he got from the court? It's a carryover of his statement, grab it, snatch it, and run with it. And the court supported. So I wasn't seeing anything different. But the only thing I saw that gave me hope, that gave me, a lot of encouragement on Saturday was the Rivers people that started the defense of the democracy in their state since 1 a.m. on Saturday early morning, when policemen wanted to invade the Rivers State Electoral Commission office to cut away the sensitive materials that were going to be used for the election in the next 6 hours. That
was
the people
was it
came
Saturday or Friday?
Very early on Friday, so Saturday. That's Saturday morning, 1 a.m.
Yes.
The people came out and said, no, this election, local government election, belongs to us. Therefore, we must protect it. They were with the governor when the governor was there in the midnight.
Yes, and
they said they were going to stay throughout, even when it was raining. We saw them dancing in the rain.
Yes,
protecting and guarding the Rivers State Electoral Commission. That's what I keep on telling you here, Esther. Every time we speak on democracy in this program, I tell you it belongs to the people. The people must defend democracy. Let me tell you, politicians will not give you what you want. It is the people that will give you, that will tell the politician it is our right and snatch it from them. It is not one man saying grab it, snatch it, and run with it. We, the people, are more than one person. We should galvanize ourselves and snatch it from the politicians. They are not up to 10% of Nigerians.
Do you know
who are doing this to us?
Pastor Toby said something.
Yes.
The deliberate fracture in the polity, the tribalistic sentiment, the ethnic sentiments are deliberately foisted by the political elites. Once we are divided, we are distracted, and they have the upper hand.
That's what they are doing. That's what they've been doing over the years. But we saw that did not work in Rivers this very Saturday election. We saw people came out and voted well. And we saw that the election was peaceful. The IG should be ashamed of his conduct now.
It's quite embarrassing.
He should be ashamed of his conduct. He's paid with taxpayers' money. And Rivers, they pride themselves at the treasure base of the nation. 40 to 60% of what is coming out that is used to make the national budget as in terms of crude oil comes from Rivers State. And IG is a direct beneficiary of that. But he was wanting to set fire in that same Rivers where most part of Nigeria's revenue is coming from just this Saturday because of what? Local government election. And because they want to do the bidding of just one man who has served 8 years in office, and by right, his 8 years, nobody interfered. He got it well.
And he told us he was not going to interfere in
any election. The governors of Rivers, as soon as he leaves, that would have been good. He would have been an elder statesman. We have seen governors in Rivers. We saw Rufus Ada George, 1992-93. We saw Chief Odili, 99 to 2007. We even saw Amechi, whom he drove out of Rivers throughout his 8 years.
Exactly.
Amechi was a minister in Abuja, the same way he is a minister today. Amechi was not throwing tantrums at him in Rivers. He'll allow him to have his tenure. What has Fubara done to Wike that the Rivers people and Nigerians must not condemn? But I thank God for the Rivers people on Saturday. They took the people by the horn, and they took their mandate back, and that they said the democracy belongs to them and they must defend it with the least of their blood. And that's what they did. What happened? The election came out peaceful. That's why the police should be ashamed of themselves. They have even become very, very relevant, because we saw what transpired in my state election, those state elections.
Yes.
The police were used against the Edo people. That's why we are still dragging today. So if they had even gone to Rivers to be part of this conduction of this election, it would have even gone the other way around. But people were protected.
Do you know former President Goodluck Jonathan has warned police and judges against putting Rivers Station to chaos to please politicians? At the end of the day, do you mold your integrity to favor certain politicians? We were thinking that now that we now have a new judge or a new Chief Justice of the Federation, we're going to begin to see a sanitization, a cleansing of certain patterns we have seen way back since 2019 of how the judiciary has been used by the political elite to balkanize our democratic process, all in the name of technicality.
Yes.
In 24 hours, something that when it comes to a common man's case, they would take months to give a ruling. In 24 hours, you see a court warrant. In 24 hours, you see a court order from nowhere, all because of the influence of some certain politicians.
Yes, Esther, this very quagmire, this drama that is playing out in Rivers now, so many court cases. Election will not hold, election should hold. Rivers State High Court, Abuja High Court, and even the Judicial, the Supreme Court itself. This is the first litmus test for Justice Kekere Ekun, the Chief Justice of the nation now. We want to see how she's going to bring a difference into the judicial system of this nation. Because Nigerians have been crying that the last hope of the common man has been taken away from the common man. That's the judiciary. Nobody believes in it now any longer. But we want to see that her coming in, whether she's going to restore that glory the judiciary is meant to, within her tenure. This is the first litmus test. We want to see how she's going to handle this matter. This is a very good avenue for Nigerians to know the direction she's going to swing. Because we have so many elections coming. Ondo is in the pipeline. Edo election has just gone to court. Exactly. They have gone to court. Ondo is in the pipeline. Anambra is coming. And we are even looking onto the 2027 general election. So we are going to see how she's going to be, whether she's going to be for the people or she's going to be for the government who grab, snatch, and run away with it. So this is the first litmus test, and she must do the bidding of the people, because if the people lose interest in judiciary, it affects everybody. Even the so-called the foreign investors they are calling on, they will not come, because everybody that is coming into a nation have to know how strong is the judicial system. I'm going to bring in my money. If tomorrow the law somersaults and the judicial system come and it's against me, which means all my investment is gone. So we want to see her now doing what she's brought in there, not looking at who appointed her, but looking at the Nigerian people she's meant to serve. But what we saw now must give a judgment for her. She has to start on that ground now. Then again, look at the judgment that came from Supreme Court concerning local government autonomy, say within 90 days. And that 90 days, Esther, is going to last on the 15th of this month.
Can you imagine?
Any local government that has not conducted elections, democratically elected government
will not get any allocation.
Will not get allocation. And do you know what that means? Then one person is sitting to truncate it. Is that person doing the bidding of Rivers people, or you just want to popularize the Rivers people? So Wike should be seen by River people as an enemy, because if that fund refuses to come, the local government is the grassroots, is the third tier government that is closer to the people, which means the people of the River State will not have that allocation. And you know what that will mean to the development of the poor at the grassroots. This poverty that we keep on saying they come from Abuja to come and share palliative they will now begin to use that palliative to think that they are using it to buy the people to their own side. But I thank God that the election has come and gone. So swearing in, I think by now he would have even done the swearing in, because they said that's from 3:30.
Yes, obviously he has.
So if he's swearing in, so he has started as son of River State, and that's what we have is we waiting for him to do. Wike did it, so he should also do it, and Wike must allow him to do his own 4 years or 8 years as the case may be.
All right, Dami, before I proceed to the next conversation, the pro-Wike group are saying that for now, because of, according to them, they feel the elections that was conducted on Saturday was illegal, and that the federal government should not grant any allocation for now, especially to River State, because of the way the elections were conducted. Others also feel that the elections conducted on Saturday in Rivers was illegal. So, based on the Federal High Court order, do you think that can be substantiated, and exactly with what the IGP said concerning the police not being part of the process?
Well, whatever the IGP says, that does not hold water.
Okay.
That does not hold water. However, the judgment of the Federal High Court, what it simply said was that the River State Independent Election Commission, hold on, do not go ahead with it until you've accorded with all the statutory provision. You've gotten your house in order.
And they were referring to RISIEC.
Yes.
And RISIEC conducted the elections yesterday.
Principally, electoral register.
Yes.
That was what they wanted, they were talking about.
Okay.
And RISIEC said they even have it.
Exactly.
And the political parties said they have it, and they get them since 2023. And that they've not reviewed the electoral register since 2023. So what holds them from doing the elections? But that is left for the judiciary to interpret. Especially when my brother here has said that the case has even been appealed. So and status quo stays. So they did the election under that ground. And then further interpretation will come from whatever appeal and order.
These are political actors using the court as
using
pawns.
the court.
The question is, why is the court allowing itself to be used as a
Because
pawn?
the president has already done that since he came in. I just
Because
told you that.
I find it difficult to comprehend
Yeah,
when you say the politicians are using the court as the court has allowed
has-
itself.
Yes.
I feel like if the court has the prominence, you have the statutory right. When you notice that you're being
separate
used,
organ entirely.
Exactly. Do you know that after the executive, you have the judiciary?
The judiciary, like Mr. Avi is rightly said, is the last hope of the common man. Because without the judiciary, everybody will sort to self-help.
Yes.
That is just...
And that's anarchy.
Exactly.
It's
That's
a state of
chaos.
lawlessness.
Yes.
A state of lawlessness. So we need to actually work this out.
Mr. Elvis,
really need
it's become so confusing, the role the judiciary is playing here. And I'm wondering, what is the NBA doing about it? What is the NBA doing about
The NBA
it?
already issued a statement. I
the
love
chairman,
Mazi.
It's not
I
about the
love
statement. I thought they just concluded a conference recently.
Yes.
In Abuja.
Yes, even their new chairman,
Yeah, Mazi. Mazi Afam.
Osigwe
Mazi
Afam.
Osigwe.
Even condemned the what IG did.
They called
on
it an
this matter.
aberration.
He
They called it an
condemned it
aberration.
too. So we want to see them, all those that are involved with the legal system of Nigeria,
But he condemned the IG. Is the IG not sticking with what the court ruling gave? That's
No,
what
but
the IG is
Yeah,
claiming.
he has done that already, but everybody is condemning what he did. So let us take a cue from the next stage that this matter is going into.
Well, I would like to just say that the IG, from my own perspective, is being motivated by the powers that be. Because never in the history of Nigeria has an IG been this involved in a local government election. Maybe I'm too young.
No. Why will he not be too involved when his matter went to court? I mean, the presidency sent a bill that IG should not have a tenure of 4 years, and the same day the bill was sent in, and the bill got approved for him. So you should know where the drum beat is coming from.
This is
so
all
this
political,
IG now,
and
even as we speak, even though his tenure, I mean, he ought to have retired, he's not going to retire until he serves his tenure. That's what we have just seen.
And
so these are some of the things that are favoring
the
him.
statement
that
the
also-
IG made is wrong legally. Like I said before, that the police have a duty to detect and prevent crime. In any circumstances, notwithstanding whether or not an election is taking place, the police have the constitutional duty to protect every Nigerian. So the police cannot hide under that judgment. The police cannot hide under it. Because there are reports that the police went to a polling unit to disrupt election in Rivers
Yes,
State.
yes.
There were reports
Yes,
of that. So
we just had that
if
video
you are
up here.
saying you want to be a neutral party, then why are you being involved? Why are you getting involved? Look at Wike saying that Wike police is roving around his house.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
even
Asari
an issue.
Dokubo.
That's even a
Esther,
petty issue.
let me tell you, nobody is looking for praying for war, because we see what is going on in Ukraine and Palestine and others now. But everything Asari Dokubo said, I'm not against him.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay.
because how do you give power to one man to destabilize a whole state? Asari Dokubo is from that state. He has the right to say no. Fubara must have his regime, his tenure properly served to benefit the people. And that's what he said here. He has his right to vote. What is his crime? That he supported Governor Fubara that local government election, which the Supreme Court says must hold within 90 days, should go on. Then is that a crime? Has he committed any crime? He has to go, as an indigent of River, he has the right to vote. So why was his home now be condoned off and be? Is his crime? Okay, whatever he has said concerning the local government election, Esther, is it different from what we saw in 2023 general election, that people will be beaten out of the queue not to vote for a political party of their choice?
And pursue them come out like
I mean, you saw all that happened there. What did the law say? Is anybody prosecuted? Is anybody in incarceration because of that? So what has he done? He has the right to say, this is my candidate and this is my governor, and everything my governor says that will be beneficial to my people, I'll be part of it.
But
And that is what he also said.
Asari Dokubo used derogatory terms towards him some weekend.
Yeah.
He said that you are nobody, and
mean,
Rivers will not surrender to you.
Is Wike bigger than the executive governor of Rivers State? Presently, the executive governor, the first citizen of Rivers State, as we sit here in this studio this evening, until 2027, is Fubara.
Yeah.
So every other person in Rivers State must look unto him. So if Asari Dokupo is defending his governor, he has not done anything wrong. The same way we will say the first person in Nigeria today is President Ahmed Tinubu. If we does those policies that Nigerians support, Nigeria will say we are behind the president in this. Then as we are hungry now, are we not crying now that we are hungry? Our president should losing the grip on our neck. We are crying to him now. The same way Rivers people will cry to Fubara tomorrow if this local government election did not hold and local government fund is seized and nothing is coming to the local government. Are you aware that local government in Rivers State have been closed now for the past 3 months?
Yes.
Police, seal up local government election. Nothing is. Local government secretariat. Nothing is going on.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means to the people? Do you know the people that goes to local government every day to go and find a means of survivor? Then now suddenly that sealing up the local government is going to be on seal after this democratically elected chairman and sworn in, and local government will be bubbling again.
What was that?
And you know
caretaker committee.
Yes, because of the caretaker, and these are the people who kicked the caretaker committee, and the same people are saying that election must not hold. Where do you want the Rivers people to belong in this matter? So everything Asari Dokubo said, he has the right because he is defending the democracy of his state.
Well, a couple of people feel that he's making this statement or this utterance because President Tinubu did not pay any heed to him.
Well,
if the president had paid heed to him, he may not even have made the utterance that he made.
That's a different angle to it. That's when we are not defining his relationship with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
You saw him organize a press conference when he went to visit the president.
You know, I condemned it here.
Exactly.
I condemned it
so
here,
if he was still in good terms, if the president had given him the contract which he said he wanted to be continued, do you think he would have been making the statement he's making now?
Well, as we speak today, that is out of it. We are not going to be analyzing that. He may not have done that, but if he truly stands for the truth for the river people, what he did now, he would have also. Esther, we should be speaking truth to governors. It is what is lacking in this nation. That's why Nigerians don't believe in their leaders any longer, because when what they tell us is different from what they execute. So at the end of the day, the people came out and supported the governor, and the election went well. That's what we should be celebrating. This evening, I'm quite happy with the Rivers people. This evening, I also challenge other states who are having this kind of draconian leadership, that they should be able to, get themselves out of this kind of stringent leaders who want to head on to power even when they have had their 8 years. Wike had 8 years given to him by Rivers people. Then what else does he need? And even after his 8 years, he's still lucky to be among those Nigerians that will be picked as Minister of FCT, one of the juiciest ministerial positions in Nigeria.
This man has had political appointment right from the onset.
Even from this democracy started twice as local government
chairman,
chief of
staff, like that.
Yes, twice as local government chairman of Obiakpo. Then from there he became a chief of staff to Amechi. From there he became a minister. From there he became governor. The democracy has so favored him since 1990 today. So why is he trying to truncate the will of democracy that people are enjoying?
Mr. Elvis, I have a question. What does Wike have on the presidency that has made him so powerful?
It is.
What does he have? No, I've been thinking.
No.
Is it because he helped during the last election?
That is it.
Is that it?
Like I told you, we're talking about election here last week. I said Rivers, Kano, Lagos. These are states that people, anybody that is coming into the vying for presidency of this nation look to and say, no, I must have to get that state. So he was able to dribble PDP, use PDP, and full PDP, and got into power with APC. But we left that for PDP to interpret and come up with whatever they want to do with him. But I know they have been having some meetings with him. But that is not enough for him to destabilize the state. He just left, which is his own state. His people are in that state. His people are there. Are they all in Abuja? Even if they are all his people are in Abuja, are the Rivers people not in Rivers State? So Rivers State deserve the desired peace and progress and the dividend of democracy within these 4 years of Governor Fubara.
But with all these that have happened, I'm actually happy about one thing. The people of Rivers have shown that for Nigeria to be better, Nigerians need to take responsibility.
Exactly.
They've shown that we don't need to have an election characterized with bloodshed. We can man ourselves.
If we come together. if we come together, if there's a common voice. That's why I said something. I said that there's a deliberate attempt to continue to make the people divided. Have you seen post 2023 elections go on X? You are hearing, Omo Yoruba this one, Omo Igbo that one, Omo Isa that one, Omo Fulani that one. And I feel like everybody is going through the situation in the country now, the stifling economic condition, regardless of your tribe, regardless of your hierarchy, regardless of your status or your religion. And so why do you...
We prevailed. Everybody in Rivers is happy that the election came and so forget about Tony Okocha and whatever. Tony Okocha, as we speak today, is not even the APC chairman in Rivers. The court has removed him. He was appointed in Abuja by the stooge of APC. That's the present APC chairman Ganduje and the president. Appointed him to destabilize Rivers. But I thank God, Emeka Beke, the re-elected chairman of Rivers, went to court, and the court says, Emeka Beke, go ahead with your tenure. You are still the recognized chairman of Rivers State APC. Yesterday, I saw him when he voted in his polling unit. He voted in his polling unit yesterday. So all these ones that are psychophants looking for position in Abuja because they are no more relevant in their state, we should not be mentioning them, Esther. We should not be mentioning them when we are talking about politics of Nigeria, because we know where they belong.
We have other things to look at before we actually take the phone calls, because calls are already coming in. The presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party in the 2023 elections, Rabiu Okonkwo, has hinted at the possibility of him deputizing his Labour Party counterpart in the last elections. That's Peter Obi. Now, in a video clip that is currently trending on X, right? Of course, it's a micro-blogging platform. The former governor of Kano State, who spoke in Hausa, said he will be willing to deputize Obi if certain conditions are met. Kwankwaso, who claimed that he is politically bigger than Peter Obi, said they are willing to engage in meaningful discussions with the Labour Party leader to establish an agreement ahead of the 2027 elections. According to him, this is what he said: I am bigger than Peter Obi politically. I am his elder brother. I am a PhD holder. I performed better than him when I was a governor of my state. I have no problem with deputizing Peter Obi, but only if certain conditions are met. We're willing to engage in discussions provided that trust is established. This was a video that circulated on X, and it got quite a number of persons speaking, to the point that former, aide to Buhari said, how can Kwankwaso make such statement? If you look at the tally in the last elections in 2023, Peter Obi actually had more than you. I mean, Peter Obi came second, right? Or rather third. You came fourth. So how can you say you have more political influence than Peter Obi? Well, what's your take on that particular conversation so far? Because we know that the big idea is ahead of 2027, right? Most of all we're seeing here is 2027. The presidency has reacted. Some persons are showing support to the president for 2027. The president has come out to speak about the fact that, I know you're supporting me for 2027, but now I just want to focus on what is on ground, which is to ensure that this first term of my administration goes well. So with what Kwankwaso said at this time, that he's bigger than Peter Obi, is that a statement, or should it be about a mutual collaboration of persons to upstage the APC in 2027? Because if things continue like this, the APC may actually win in 2027 again.
Yeah, Esther, I think we have to drive this home, where the gray areas are, which you mentioned. Let them find a way to iron it out. Peter Obi, Alhaji Kwankwaso, both of them are trying to fight for the interest of Nigerians, especially seeing what we are going through now. The issue, the other ones that I perform better, I have PhD. We are not looking at paper here. We celebrate too much of certificate in Nigeria, and at the end of the day, the certificate has certificate they work. We too they celebrate here now.
Requirement to
and even the presidency did not say you must have a PhD before you can become the president. So let's just drop the certificate out.
See your governor. My governor today. Your governor results.
Yes, I believe my governor and master's degree holder. So leave my governor. You understand? So you know what we are capable. You know what we are capable of doing. My governor is a master's degree holder. They have given so that it's for a master's degree from Abuja University. So let's leave that one. So whatever we are talking about, Esther, whoever goes there that we have, that sympathy for Nigerians, empathy for Nigerians, what we are going through now, is the person that everybody will follow by 2027, not where your degree or what you did as governor. Obi performed well as governor in his state, in Anambra during his tenure. Even himself did well. Remember, he got the first tenure, 1999 to 2003. Then he didn't get 2003 to 2007.
Okay.
Shekara came in and had 8 years. Before they now saw the governor of APP, then government of APP with Shekara, and I said no. If they have to go by what Kwankwaso did within that first 4 years, he did well. So when he came back in 2011, they voted for him, and he became governor. You know, all that time he was even out of Kaduna State as governor. He became minister, and which means he has been very relevant in this democratic era in this nation. So coming to serve Nigeria further in a bigger office like the presidency or vice president of this nation is a good one. But we are looking for persons that will have empathy for Nigerians, that will come and losing this tight rope on our neck from this present administration.
All right, like I said, Atiku has commended Sim Fubara of his stance in Rivers State at this moment. And of course, basically, a couple of people feel that President Tinubu is ideological somersault and should look at a letter he wrote to Jonathan. This is by Fanrubi. A couple of people feel that the ideals of this administration is not working enough and that more needs to be looked into. You heard how Kenneth Okonkwo was able to express himself concerning how the breakdown of law and order has become consistent and the executive is not doing anything about it. There's been no warning whatsoever. We've heard that the presidency intends to clean house, reshuffle his cabinet. Up till now, though, we haven't seen any active process in that. But then for 2027, which is in next 2 or 3 years, a couple of people feel that there is still time. There's a lot to be done now compared to 2027. But so far, we've not seen any strong persons coming together to see how they can, merge and see where they can begin to what you call grassroots mobilization, begin to galvanize people, create that unconscious consciousness of their personalities, so that it's going to be an automatic remembrance, something that's in their subconscious to say this is the person we're voting for. Because if things continue like this, they may not gain steam as they want to in 2027. I'm speaking of the proposed mega political party that they want to merge, just like what APC did initially before they became the winner in 2015. So if right now Kwankwaso is coming out to declare and say, you know what, I don't mind becoming a vice to Peter Obi until certain conditions are met. What kind of conditions do you think he's referring to? What agreement does he want to be had? And then are there no other interested persons that could come out now and see if they will form something? Peter Obi has also expressed his readiness to collaborate with anyone who has the interests of the country at heart. So if Kwankwaso is coming out to say, you know what, I am interested, I will deputize if certain conditions are met, that means we are on the right path to something achievable.
Yes.
If the negotiation begins now and they begin to re-strategize to create that subconscious consciousness in the minds of Nigerians. I mean, what's your take on that?
Yeah, Esther, even what we are reading now, statements we are reading from there now, are already creating that consciousness. We are happy that things of this nature are even coming out at this time.
Okay.
But the only thing I'm going to, advise them is both all the parties involved should shun greed.
Okay.
Yes. If they drop greed, which I've always seen, it must be me. I must be the one, it's irrelevant to start talking of who becomes the president. If the team, at the end, perform well, Nigerians will always remember that, it was the era of this person. Everybody that is involved in that government. Government is not just for one person now. One person cannot be the executive and be all. So, they are already meeting, Esther. They are meeting. There's so much coalition and going on that that people. Some of them are. You have started seeing coalition. You have started seeing Northern Elite League. I've started seeing so many of them. But the only thing all of them should come up with is that at the end of the day, we should shun tribe. We should shun religion. We should shun all this ethnicity, all those things that politicians have been using to divide us over the years. Sure. Then throw the person that Nigerians will rally around and say, this is the person that we believe will be able to take us out of this stronghold of the APC. That's the only thing they should show. If they remove all this, I think anybody that they bring, and the person must be somebody that should be universally accepted both in the north and the south. Person that the Nigerians can vouch for, he's not going there to be like the former one. I know politicians are it should, even if it's going to be a politician as the case may be, but we still have some credible politicians today that we can say, oh, if it's there, Nigerians can say, oh, we can vouch for this. So they should begin to let Nigerians know such person now, begin to mention some names. As they are mentioning names, like Opi has already been mentioned now, he himself has also brought himself. Let's have so many names so that Nigerians can now begin to look at, like in Twitter or X, people talk so much there now. From there, you can even begin to see some kind of pool coming up and say, oh, if he swing this way, if he swing this direction, you know, let them begin to do such things. Open up the space for discussion.
But Mr. Elvis, I also think they need to work on the grassroots politics. If there's something every political party can learn from APC, is their grassroots politics. They don't need to put it. You see, one of the mistakes a lot of politicians and political parties made last time was that it was social media campaign. I'm someone who I'm very active on X, and I could tell you it was social media thing. Do you know that more than 60% of the people on X don't vote? They don't vote. They will give you the updates, but so especially the youths. The youths are, let's say, 70% of social media users. But most of the youth do not vote. So they need to leave the space of social media and just leave the posters and come to the grassroots. You need to meet people. You need to talk to people and all that. You need to engage the people at the grassroots.
That's why we're
these discussions are going on now. Let me also tell you that even as we are talking here, they also feel this, they hear it, and even those discussions that goes on in social media, they know more about it. They have influencers, and let me tell you, for anybody to win an election, there's nobody that does any politician that do not go to grassroots people.
No, what he's trying to say now is that let the train start now.
No, it has started. That's why these discussions are here.
Not that time when the elections are closed. You're not trying to go and galvanize the support. They will not remember you. If you go to any of these rural communities and you ask them what political parties do they know, they will tell you that it's PDP, APC. They know. Any other political party is not in their subconscious. So the idea is, how do you create that subconscious awareness of your political party ahead of that time? You heard Ganduje say, you know what, we want to have all the southeastern states. It's very easy for us to infiltrate. The local government elections in Imo State, APC got all the local government elections. Now, whether it was rigged or whatever, the idea is the party now has a stronghold in Imo State. I don't know if you get my drift. So the APC already understands that aspect of politics. So they're beginning to ingrain themselves subconsciously in the minds of the grassroots, the grassroots persons, whom of course are the ones that determine the outcome of elections. So if that is the mandate of any group coming together, how soon do they start coming together?
No, that should start immediately.
That is the thing.
It should start immediately because it can be better. I'm not a prophet of doom. We are going to see more stringent laws, coming in before 2027. So I'm happy that we've already started discussing this, and I'm also happy too. This government have not done 2 years, and if we are talking about 2027, which means we are starting early, and all the political actors, should also come out and begin to have a direction towards 2027.
Exactly, sir.
So,
like you said, I grew up in a small town, in a town in Ogun State. And it's a very not so big town, but everybody had a political alliance. Not because they know the man running for
at
the office,
top, or who is
but
running.
there was an agent of the political party at every sector of the society, at every strategic positions. And this is what opposition should begin to do: build structures. During the last elections, when APC would say, their APC chieftains will come on here and they will come in and say, we have structure. Then people will be like, forget, it's not about structure. But we saw during the election that it was actually about structure. Yes, you might have the numbers on social media, but your social media votes does not count.
social media vote does not count. Lesson for the day. All right, before I go, I actually have this particular one where we've actually heard concerning the policies of this administration. There have been quite a lot of write-ups concerning that. But before we go down that, I would like to start taking calls at this moment. The number to call is 0700 903 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903, and the WhatsApp number is 0817 1756 338 0817 1756 338. That's the WhatsApp number for you to send your messages to, and the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. So we can take your calls at this time and also send WhatsApp messages as well, so that we can get to hear what you have to say. You can also call the WhatsApp number too if you're actually participating or watching us virtually outside the country. All right. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Hello. 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 Hello, can you hear me? All right. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Hello. Hello. Yes, good evening. How are you? Name and location, please.
It's me, IGP. I'm calling from Ago.
All right, go ahead.
I want to make.
Hello. Okay. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
You're breaking. You say you want to do what?
I want to make the comment I'm joining together as mega party.
Okay, go
Nigeria.
ahead. Okay.
In this issue, let us start now to organize voter cards, because when the time comes now, nearly to vote now, they will say they will be selecting people, they will give voter cards. They will say it's Igbo people, they will not give Igbo people voter cards. They should start now. Okay, for instance, those things that happened the last 2002 will not happen again, because in this Lagos, they will say it's Igbo people, they will not give them voter card, which is not good.
All right.
Those things that make people not to vote.
All right, thank you.
When they are getting voter card, they will say that it's not available. But it's available, they cannot give it to Igbo people.
All right.
Only Yoruba people.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
And this is Fortunate. I'm calling from Ango.
All right, Fortunate, please go ahead.
I like to tell APC to come to Anambra State
All right.
in 2027.
You would like to tell
basically
APC
want
to come to Anambra State in 2027?
Yes.
All right, okay.
Yes. So I want to congratulate the people of Rivers for standing up for themselves. I am not actually like I'm with Fubara. Fubara and Wike, they are birds of the same feather. But at this point in time, we really have to stand for what is right, for democracy. Not even Fubara. They are all the same.
Okay.
So that's my own input today. Thank you. Good night.
All right, thank you. Good night. That was very short and precise. Thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's your name? Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Name and location, please.
This is Mr. Fred calling from Ikodu, Lagos.
All right, go ahead, sir.
I want to comment on the OP and Okonkwo alliance. I think that will be a very fatal move if OP does that, because it is not a running mate that will give a president condition to be his running mate. This one is president that picks a running mate. You cannot do your boss condition until some set condition are met. Have a PhD degree. You are older than you, your elder brother. I'm a better government. So if by coincidence they actually move together, it will not last. If you see a situation whereby the PP will be fighting the president, and before you know it will not go well for the country, because the country, the citizen will suffer. A lot of government not running well. That's my humble submission.
All right, thank you so much. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. What do you have to say concerning the conversation we're having right about now? Hello, good evening. How are you, Spartan? Kindly turn down the volume of your listening device, please. There's a feedback. Hello?
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Yes.
Good evening, Madam Esther.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Where are you calling us from?
This is Kelechi from Oshodi. I greet your guest.
All right,
Good
Kelechi, please
evening,
go ahead.
Kelechi.
So my contribution goes like this. I just want to ask question. What is the reason of the local government autonomy now? Is that not the governors are conducting the local government elections? Abi? And people are praising Tinubu that he has been granted the local government autonomy. What is the reason now for it? As you see this country, I don't know where we are going. Especially Wike, if you allow him to behave like this, is it how this country will move forward like this? For them to behave like thugs. I don't know what is all this. Thank you, my sister.
Thank you very much. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Elvis?
Yeah, at least a process has started. We have seen that what the federal government is saying now, after all the local governments have a democratically elected chairman, then they can go further about local government election.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the next thing we are looking at.
Hello,
now.
good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please.
Yeah, it's Tony Chukwuno calling from UK.
All right, Tony, go ahead.
I greet Mr. Elvis.
Good
And the
evening,
last
sir.
name might be difficult for me to pronounce because I normally pronounce it properly.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. And Bamidele, I greet you. Bamidele, there is something that you said I'm just trying to quote you exactly, but let me leave it. The issue of River State, everything that you see that is going on in River State has to do with 2027. So that's where the whole thing is going. But Wike is making a mistake because the person that has power there is the governor. And the governor did everything possible, everything that everybody is clapping for him is to conduct this local government election. That is the best thing he did for the river people. And whatever that Mr. Wike is doing, I don't like talking about people, what they have in their body. But when you look at Mr. Wike carving his mustache, like that of Hitler, I don't think that sounds okay. When you guys look at him, is he trying to show that he is now a tough person or what? He's supposed to leave Rivers people to be. Then coming to the one of Kwankwazo, there is something Peter B always said, that anybody that can put Nigeria right, he supports that person.
Exactly.
So coming out to tell us PhD or non-PhD, some of the people you see in the Western world, being their prime ministers, their presidents, or their mayor or whatever, some of them doesn't hold all this a PhD or whatever, or double doctorate or whatever.
Okay. All right.
So
Thank you.
it's just a common thing that they have to do, and then lead the people. Know what the people need, not what they themselves need.
All right, thank you so much. All right, thank you, Tony, for calling. All right, let's read some WhatsApp messages here. Good evening. The act of the police to sabotage the election, it shows that Egbetokun is on a mission to destroy democracy for Tinubu because he said that he owes his status to Tinubu. Is a shame on the police. Okay. Chairman from Agbara says, we have been seeing police deployments that have never prevented ballot snatching, thuggery, and voters' intimidation. Can everyone see that without police, the election was peaceful and credible? This has shown that Nigerian law enforcement agencies and courts have been partisan to the detriment of Nigerian citizens. All right. Okay, let me take this call. Hello. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number for you to call. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Hello, good evening.
Yeah?
You are connected. Name and location, please.
Oh, my name is Emmanuel, calling from Chile.
Calling from where? Please speak louder.
Surulere.
All right, go ahead, please. You have a minute.
I hear anyone. Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead.
You see, so Nigeria can do election without police. The local government election, they did it without Nigerian police. So I will see, start to tell you this country, I don't understand. What is happening in this country, I'm telling you, is this thing will happen in this country. Corruption. That is the problem we have in this country. We did the election without police, Nigerian police in this country. That to tell you that people get power more than people that
Absolutely.
are here.
Exactly.
They only serving us, but they don't give say they are serving us. Now we they serve them. That is the problem we are having. So maybe next election, that is how we are going to do it. We don't need the police there. They are all at all. Let us come out and do it by ourselves. Thank you.
All right, thank you for
They actually
calling.
bring those policemen to intimidate the people,
People.
not to protect the people. They bring them to do their bidding.
Oh, wow. Good evening, Esther and the guests in the studio. I'm very, very delighted today that Wike's structure has been dismantled. The president cannot stop Wike because Wike helped Tinubu to win Rivers State 2023 general elections, either by hook or by crook. The IG of police must do everything to please his master Tinubu that gave him extra years to service. Shame to the so-called godfather, Mayor from Ikotu Egbe. All right, Mayor. Good evening, Esther. Politicians use the people's ignorance to manipulate. We have weak institutions. That's why they get away with all their evils. Majority of Nigerian politicians can't contest for positions in developed countries. Chinonso Samuel from Iyonijibo. All right, Chinonso. Good evening, Esther. Your guest, Wike, is a father and a mother of all liars. APC, police, judiciary, INEC are his children working for him and doing his bidding. Governor Simfrobara has detected Wike, the Goliath of River State, and his children, APC, police, judiciary, INEC. Governor Simfrobara, I hail you all, the mighty killer. Shame to you, all agents of Wike. Chikezie from Agor. All right, Chikezie, thank you. Good evening, Esther. Which governor of the guests in the studio are you referring to? Emeka from Abesa Estate. Mr. Elvis, please respond.
He said
When I was talking about your governor, and he said, when we're saying that certification don't matter.
He's
When it
talking
comes
about
to
the governor-elect of Edo State now.
now, mention his name.
Mr. Amondi Okpebolo.
That's the name of your governor.
That's the name of his governor.
No, I want him to admit.
Governor-elect.
He omitted mentioning his name deliberately because he said last week that he does not regard him.
No. For now, we are still on it.
Still in court?
We are in court.
All right, this line
We are
is
in court.
just engaged. So sorry. Call the WhatsApp number, please. This line just is engaged. You can call 0817-1756-338. The number 0700 is engaged at this time. See, it's still engaged. You can hear the ringtone, right? So please call the number 0817-1756-338, 0817-1756-338. That is the number, the WhatsApp number that you can actually call. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Hello, good evening, Esther.
Good evening. How are you? Name and location, please.
Doing great. My name is Joval.
Joval.
Can I say hi to the guest in the house? Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, you're doing well. I'm enjoying your analysis, but I'm calling for the first time on this political platform.
Ooh,
welcome, sir.
Joval, you're so welcome. What location are you calling us from?
Oh, right now I'm somewhere in Yoruba axis anyway.
All right, okay, Joval, go ahead, please.
So, congratulations to the Rivers people.
All right.
First of all, congratulations to them because the election went peacefully. And again, congratulations to the governor, Simi Fubara. He has proven that he's the one in charge right now. Let me also say congratulations to Nyesom Wike.
Okay.
Let me sarcastically say that to him because whether he likes it or not, his local government has been overtaken by Simi Fubara. Yes, Obiakpo is now under another government. So it's a congratulations to him in the sense that he will now, his structure is now, pulled down. So it is a lesson that you can be forever. Nothing lasts forever in this world. When it is your time, you enjoy it. Once your own time is over, just learn to move on. He is so lucky that he's the minister of FCT as we speak. A reward from the president, a benevolent reward to him. So let him concentrate in Abuja right now. I also heard that he is planning to go to court on behalf of his party. I don't know, on behalf of whatever party he is supporting, because I am so sure that Wike is no longer a PDP person. So I think at this point in time, he should allow Rivers people to enjoy peace. This local government is the grassroots of the people where they belong. They've shown it. They've shown that they are in support of their governor. So I wish them well, and I wish the governor well, and I wish Rivers State and Nigeria as a whole well.
All right, thank
Thank you very much.
All right,
Good
thank
night.
you. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Esther Wachiku and your guest in the studio.
How are you?
Peter, I'm calling from Abound in the Cotton.
All right, Peter, go ahead.
My take is on Rivers State. First of all, we have to thank God that there was no fatality in the election that took place yesterday. Let me quickly debunk Kenneth Okonkwo's assertion. His assertion is purely sentimental. If, for instance, if the Constitution says that after every 4 years there should be national election, does it mean that there will be no pre-litigation and post-litigation that is on that election, when INEC is taken to court, or when candidates go to court, with INEC? That is that. As for aside that Dokubo's assertion, his own too is very, very much unempirical. He has no path to protest that, as far as I'm concerned. Then, itself, if we look at paragraph 7 of the Federal High Court, you will find that this election will be nullified at long last. It will be nullified and declared void of no effect. Then, finally, I will say that for the time they are giving me, just under 1 minute, I will say that from what has gone on now, it seems that Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, has ostracized himself, and he has declared himself persona non grata to APC and PDP that brought him to power. Remember, this is what he did to the 27-member assembly, telling them that he will not recognize them because they defected in court. The case is still in Supreme Court, is still on appeal to Supreme Court. So, but now he has no place to stand. Is he going to tell us now that he's going to APP, or he still remains with the PDP that brought him to power? It's very of trust, and in fact, he'll be dead accordingly. I'm sure that he will not complete his tenure up to 2027 because he either resigns already or is impeached from office. This is my submission. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Peter. Do you have anything to say to what Peter said?
See, Esther, the matter in Rivers State, like he is trying to portray it, is an issue. Listen, PDP National said they are part of the election. You understand? Ologunagba released statement on Friday night that APC National is part of the election. That people should go out and vote. But PDP State said they were not part of the election. Remember, there was a convention that the PDP executive did, about 3 weeks ago, where Wike came in and hijacked it, and I was boasting. That was where he said he was going to throw fire to some states. You understand? So the hierarchy of PDP, leadership of PDP in Rivers State, is under the palms of Wike because he came in and conducted that convention and hijacked it and got all the leaders of the PDP in Rivers to his own side. One Aaron, whatever, he's the chairman now, and so they said they are not part of the election. But the PDP National said we are part of the election, and that their people should go out and vote. So now he is saying that where do Fubara belongs to now in this matter? Fubara have even told them that he is even one of the losers, that his party is not even part of the election anymore. So in whatever case,
and if Wike can still be regarded as an APC member, Fubara can also be
Yeah, Ghana
regarded.
has,
Because Wike has wreaked more havoc.
Yes, now.
I can even say he has destroyed PDP,
But
national body.
Fubara has not defected.
Hello. 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 All right, please kindly call us back. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Yes, Esther, this is Elsie.
Hi,
I'm
Elsie.
calling from I'm calling from Dallas.
Oh wow, Elsie, thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yes, I'm from River State, and
Okay.
I've been following the politics of my state
Very
even
good.
before I traveled to the US.
Okay.
I'm very passionate
Okay.
about my state, and I'm an activist in nature. That is, I'm against evil. And so many people, I found out that so many people that is the rest of Nigeria, do not understand us in River State.
Okay. Please kindly
We speak
enlighten us.
we speak different languages.
Okay.
But when it comes to who leads us as a governor, we support you whether you are bad or you are ugly, whether you are good or bad. We support you for 8 good years. And we
More important to that. But in Nigeria, these guys make mockery of everything. I don't know how they sleep at night. I don't know how it has become a profession of charlatans. Vagabonds are now occupying the bench in our system. Vagabonds, touts that should be on the road, are now occupying the system, calling themselves judges and lawyers. I'm so ashamed of them if they're not ashamed of themselves. Damn on them. They're it's so shameful to. They're the reason why Nigeria has become a lawless state. How can a one man be causing havoc in a state, in a state of law in Nigeria, a country? A man, Wike, is destabilizing River State. In all indication, we see it happening. But there's no law that we say in where we have been. You see justice launching inquiry. You hear that justice has launched inquiry on so and 10. Justice has launched investigation. Justice may the Federal High Court launch investigation against some person. Justice doesn't wait until police or EFC or whoever bring report. When they perceive something is wrong, they launch investigation.
All right. Okay, thank you for calling. You've taken more than a minute, please. All right, thank you. We need to take more calls. All right, 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. All right, I will take some messages now. This person says, good evening. It's Ademi Kamuru from Satellite Town. All right. Thank you, Ademi, for sending me. I have a national question. If every state governor is busy winning all the local government area election, what's wrong in Tinubu winning all the states election? If INEC is a devil, the State Electoral Commission changed with the conduct of local government area election is what? All right. Thank you for that message. We also have this. If the Electoral Act is amended to favor the voters, nothing good would come in 2027. You did not tell us your name. Please kindly do that next time. Okay, I'm not going to read this message. There is no need for you to insult anybody. Good evening, Esther and the guests in the studio. My name is Mr. Eze from Ojo. I disagree with the guests that the opposition parties don't win election because of grassroots structure. APC does not win because of structure, but they rig elections. No matter the voting, the APC go out to write results, as Okonkwo has confessed. Our voting does not count, but they write the results through the collaboration of INEC. Wow. Hello, you called back. Thank you for calling back.
Yeah, Esther, you don't want to pick my call.
No, I just
story.
Okay.
To cut it short.
Okay.
I am insinuating that before the year 2027, if APC and PDP in River State and National do not put their house together pertaining the case in River State for everybody to be in unity, they will lose Fubara as a member of PDP come 2027. Fubara is going to defect to APP because all through the local government right now, they are all PDP loyalists and they are all the runner boys for Wike and the past governors that have left, So they are the ones still on ground. It's not Wike doing any job. It's just like you as a big man, relax and, give money. Your boys will go around, do errands for you. These are the boys in the local government right now.
Okay.
So if they're not careful, put their hearts together, they're going to lose the two major parties in Rivers State, and APP will take over the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, actually, for that call, because I was waiting for her to call back. Mr. Elvis, what's your final take? Because we need to wrap up now.
She made something very... If the statement she made last was quite nice. She said if PDP do not put their house in order, they might lose Fubara. Yeah, we are seeing the handwriting on the wall.
Yeah.
But something, this breaking news now that all the PDP governors were with Wike this evening as he sworn in the 23 local government chairman.
All the PDP governors were with Wike while Fubara was swearing in
were
the local...
with Fubara this evening. They were with Fubara this evening.
Okay.
That shows that Fubara still belongs to PDP, and that shows that what we are seeing is just a handwriting of let's begin to pull off the rug.
But the PDP was supposed to show this support all the while now. The APP is sponsored by Fubara.
The Governors Forum have never rejected, they've never abandoned Fubara.
All right.
It was the national body that were too slow in coming out to let Nigerians know where they belong. But I also
national body headed by Damagun.
Damagun and his team. But the PDP Governors Forum has always said that Fubara is their own. Everything Wike enjoyed as governor for 8 years, Fubara must also enjoy it. And that the governor is the leader of the state wherever he comes from, as soon as he becomes the governor, whether there's chairman or whatever. So now that they were within this evening, as he sworn in the local government chairman, it shows that there is solidarity. And that solidarity will continue.
All right. What about you?
Well, I think what is happening in Rivers State now is a foreshadowing of what will happen in 2027.
Okay.
We're already seeing how things are going, how the people are rising from Edo to Rivers. And I can't wait. And I think there's an uprising. There's an uprising.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on the program. I sincerely do appreciate your presence here.
Thank you.
What's your social media handle?
Bamidele Damilare Ezekiel on Facebook.
Okay, Bamidele Damilare Ezekiel on Facebook. What about X?
No.
Not for now. What about you, Mr. Elvis?
Elvis Elimihele.
All right.
Facebook across all.
Estic Media on YouTube, Estawachiko on X, and of course Estawaz on Instagram. Thank you, gentlemen, for being part of the conversation this evening.
Welcome,
and of course, those of you who I couldn't take your calls or even read out your messages, I sincerely do apologize. All right. For now, I'll see you next time. Be good.